Hey there, folks. Welcome to Spectrum Pulse. We talk about music, movies, art, and culture, and it's Billboard Breakdown. I don't remember. You know, some days you just want to take the cool down weeks when you can. Given the streaming numbers, I know that Travis Scott's got an album bomb coming for Astroworld, and while I haven't reviewed the record proper just yet, I can only imagine how big the impact will be on the rest of the Hot 100. Oh joy. But, of course, we need to start off with our top 10 right now, where In My Feelings by Drake is still at number 1, and folks, look, I might not want to admit it, but it might just be the song of the summer at this point, as the momentum has not stopped across the board, and I don't see what's slowing it down in any category, especially with Drake dropping a video for it out of nowhere. Sure, I might personally prefer I Like It by Cardi B featuring J Balvin and Bad Bunny, but without stronger margins on streaming and radio, it's not rising past number 2. And it's got competition coming from Fifi by 6ix9ine featuring Nicki Minaj and Murda Beats, which actually rose up a spot to number 3 thanks to even stronger sales and streaming. Just lovely. Hell, it actually pushed past Girls Like You by Maroon 5 and Cardi B, down to number 4 despite radio dominance thanks to weaker streaming margins overall. Then we got our big top 10 breakthrough at number 5, No Brainer by DJ Khaled featuring Chance the Rapper, Justin Bieber, and Quavo for yet another hit. I'll be talking about this more later, but I can see this kind of sticking around, with good sales and streaming and even some real radio traction pushing this into some familiar territory. Now this muscles back better now by Post Malone down to number 6, but some of that might have been inevitable, as sales weakened despite still having traction on the radio and streaming. Then we got Lucid Dreams by Juice WRLD forcing up to number 7. Again, all it really has are streams at this point, and yet it proved to be enough to at least push down Booed Up by LMA to number 8. Although, again, with its radio losses, it peaked last week, that might have been inevitable. Then we had Taste by Tyga featuring Offset up to number 9, with weaker streaming supplemented by boost in sales, but it likely got its position because Drake's Nice for What is bleeding in all categories down to number 10. It's going to be out of the top 10 pretty soon. And on that topic, let's go through our losers and dropouts. And really, the only one that matters at this point is X by Nicki Jam and J Balvin. Yes, Cleek, I know you're not happy that Jumpsuit is gone, but we'll see where things will go in coming weeks. I put money on it coming back. But it was a slower week as a whole. Drake had his expected losses for Mob Ties down to 64 and Don't Matter to Me with the late Michael Jackson down to 66. And Childish Gambino also saw Summertime Magic continue to flop at 79. But then we got Freaky Friday by Lil Dicky featuring Chris Brown hitting 83, likely gone next week, thank God. Then there's Ocean by Martin Garrix and Khalid losing all its momentum at 97, but the bigger surprise was I Was Jack, You Were Diane by Jake Owen fading hard at 62. But given how much its radio is falling, that's not that much of a surprise. Really, I'm surprised it got up that high. No, where things get a little bit more interesting come in our gains and returning entries. And the first modest surprise comes for Queen Naija, as Karma returns to 98 and Medicine continues to rise rather quickly to 54. But the rest of her gains, they don't feel that surprising. Get Along by Kenny Chesney got an album boost up to 22. I'm a Mess by BB Rexa continues up to 53, mostly on YouTube. Level Up by Sierra gets a nice boost off the debut last week to 59 thanks to sales. Praise the Lord to Shine by A$AP Rocky featuring Skepta goes to 84 thanks to on-demand streaming. And Weezer's god-awful cover of Africa went to 68 because of sales and because American radio apparently hates me. Now, thankfully, we've got a pretty manageable list of new arrivals this week. Starting off with number 100, Drunk Me by Mitchell Tenpenny.
I've been sober since you broke my heart in two. 'Cause drunk me can't get over you. There ain't no hangover like you. Can't get over, can't get over. There ain't no hangover.
You know it's a bad sign when the first time I see a name of a relative unknown coming up in mainstream country, it's in a saving country music piece lambasting him for a god-awful new song. And for Mitchell Tenpenny, that very much was the case for Bitches, a slut-shaming piece of trash that was trying to be reclaimed by the label marketing department before he even got traction on the radio. And when you consider that this guy is a direct product of the Nashville songwriting machine nepotism, his grandmother was the former CEO of Sony ATV Music Publishing, which might might have actually helped him snag a deal at Sony Nashville. Look, I was not coming in with a lot of sympathy for this guy's newest cut. Turns out that was the right attitude for me to take, because from the lumpy drum machines, the super compressive vocal lead with really flimsy, higher pitched backing vocals, the guitar shoved right to the back, it looks like we got our newest Sam Hunt imitator now that he's not coming back. Yep, the guy's got a decent voice behind some ugly overproduction, but then you get to the half-formed lyrics that rhyme a lot of words with themselves, and an incredibly clunky flow and post-breakup angst with no actual darkness or edge. Yeah, no way in hell I can endorse this. This is mediocre at best. Next, number 99, Handgun by YG featuring A$AP Rocky.
I need to back their ass on. I hop out the tub, my feet land on Gucci rug. Eat it up, then slide in her, make her tell me who she love.
So I've been hearing bad things about this new YG album. Not only is that a return to the minimalist DJ Mustard-produced material that broke him instead of the promising politically charged G-Funk that he pushed on Still Brazy in 2016, but that he's lazier than ever, and so is his production. So yeah, when I review the album later, I will probably have more to say, but in the meantime we've got this, and wow, this isn't good at all. Really kind of bad. Muddy keyboards and bass, lumpy flow from YG where he compares a girl's curves to that of Mr. Clubs from The Nutty Professor, uses a Duck Duck Goose nursery rhyme cadence that both Dessa and Cupcake have handled eons better, and then A$AP Rocky delivers one of the worst verses of his entire career. Seriously, why did you follow up the brand name porn with an out-of-nowhere Dragon Ball Z reference, along with some of the sloppiest flows that he's ever brought to the table? Yeah, no, this is bad, and it gives me a horrible feeling about the album that I'm gonna cover later this week. Well, we'll have to see. In the meantime, skip this. Number 92, That's On Me by Yella Beezy.
That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. All these diamonds on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. Keep that out on me. Yeah, that's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. You know it ain't.
Another day, another unknown trap MC, this one apparently from Dallas and not affiliated with Dead End Hip Hop, with this cut out of a project that he put out in October of last year, and honestly, I'm just not all that impressed here. You're doing BC430's name bad here. The rhymes in the first verse are incredibly basic, even as the flow stops and starts, complete with the shrill squealing effects that I didn't like when Future used them on commas. The entire song feels really lumpy and unfocused, and then we get a second verse with some actual flow and some good interweaving rhymes, and I'm wondering where the hell this was in the first place. Yeah, midway through the song, it actually gets considerably better, and that actually makes me feel more exasperated, because if he had come out strong, this song probably would have had more of a chance to win people over, make him seem distinct within the scene. But as it is, it's not terrible, but like with most of these guys, I'm probably gonna forget this exists. Sorry. Number 87, Side Effects by the Chainsmokers featuring Emily Warren. So I've seen the Chainsmokers write enough songs with their female co-stars to immediately get an uneasy, sinking feeling when it came to this song, especially considering the 15 minutes of fame the Chainsmokers had pretty much ran out 6 months ago. And it's hard to avoid some of their characteristic annoyances with this song, how it once again places Emily Warren in a quasi-submissive, conflicted place to get drunk, go back, and fuck the Chainsmokers, with a bridge and outro that is so nondescript that it doesn't offer a credible alternative perspective at all. That being said, the fat bass line, the pulsating beat, it does give the duo a pretty credible retro disco groove that's actually got some considerable kick to it, even if it is blatantly ripping off Calvin Harris. And yeah, I can kind of respect it, but I keep getting the feeling that there should be some sense of danger or slightly darker tone to the song to give it any sort of edge. But the Chainsmokers' really sanitized production doesn't get there in any way. There's no texture at all. So yeah, it's not bad by any stretch, but not exactly great either. Number 80, One Day by Logic featuring Ryan Tedder.
Cause maybe one day I'll be further from here. Put all of my faith in tomorrow. Dark days keep me up all night. Only thing I know is gonna be alright.
Alright, I'll admit it, this is sort of collaboration that almost felt too damn obvious, especially given where Logic has taken his production in the past and given Ryan Tedder's spacier tendencies. In this case, we get a bouncy, low-end beat and some prettier pianos to support Ryan Tedder crooning in his upper register that for some ungodly reasons got no real bite or flavor. Actually sounds really quite unpleasant. And then Logic delivering a set of utterly uninteresting aspirational bars on an oddly awkward rhyme pattern. And look, I have given Logic probably too many passes as a good rapper, but without any consistent hunger or flair or punchlines, he's a good rapper but lacks anything interesting to say or stick with me. Something that Ryan Tedder doesn't exactly help or elevate with his content here. So yeah, it's not bad, but not exactly good either. Really kind of forgettable. I can't see it lasting. And finally, number 5, No Brainer by DJ Khaled featuring Justin Bieber, Chance the Rapper, and Quavo. So I'll freely admit the buzz I heard about this song immediately put me in cautious territory. Not only with DJ Khaled recruiting the same folks minus Lil Wayne he did last year's hit, but with the sort of song title that makes the comeback for me way too easy. Especially when it places foundational melody in a chipmunk vocal fragment. Lovely. So yeah, just on that basis, I can't help but feel like it's a bargain barrel imitation of I'm the One. And when you discover that not only is the subject matter very similar in its fumbling attempts at seduction, not helped by relying a lot more heavily on Justin Bieber's non-charisma, and that Quavo and Chance the Rapper are delivering a lot less interesting verses when it comes to the detail, it just comes across as a really shallow retread with little to really recommend. Seriously, Quavo sounds even less interested than usual, and Chance the Rapper is stuttering syllables and self-censoring the word booty. So yeah, if you wanted I'm the One but with a nice frontal lobotomy, you might enjoy this. It's really a no-brainer there, although from the reaction of most people, I don't think it's gonna stick around. But yeah, this week kinda lousy. Best? I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm giving it to the Chainsmokers and Emily Warren for Side Effects. At least it's got some groove to it. But the worst? Yeah, it's gotta be Handgun here for just being flat out embarrassing for everybody involved, and not a good sign for YG or A$AP Rocky going forward. Next week, you know what's probably gonna be all Travis Scott, folks, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I'm Mark, you're watching Billboard Breakdown on Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.